Hey, are you thinking of moving to Scottsdale and wondering what the city has to offer? Well, stay tuned to find out because we're going to talk all about it.
You know, we get so many calls from people that are thinking of moving to the Scottsdale or the Phoenix metro area for that matter, and we absolutely love it. We love hearing from you. We love sharing information about the city with you. We've been here for a long time, so we know it well. But what we need you to do, if you have questions, give us a call. Send us a message, a text, a DM, however you want to reach out to us. We are here for you, and we want to be able to answer all your questions.
Just remember, we're here to help. Got to take you used to that.
So the tagline for Scottsdale is one of the most livable cities. And you know what? There's a lot of reasons for that. So let's dive in and we will share all the reasons that we love living in Scottsdale.
I'm sure some of you might be wondering how Scottsdale got the name Most Livable City. Because I mean, you can just give it that name if you want. But it was actually a council of mayors got together in, I believe it was the 90s. During one of their conferences, and actually they voted Scottsdale as the most livable city. And they kind of just kept the slogan ever since because, you know, it is one of the most livable cities around, at least that we've experienced.
Yeah.
So let's dive right into what makes Scottsdale such a great city. And then we'll also get into some parts that, you know, might not be so amazing. Just kind of giving you everything you want to know. First things first, and that's the weather of Scottsdale. Weather is fantastic. It is definitely sunny for the majority of the year. One of the sunniest cities actually in the country and in the world.
Yeah, I think we get over 300 days of sunshine every year, right?
We do. Although our summers are hot, but we have very mild winters. So like a lot of you guys up in the north or the northeast, just like what happens during winter for you, you kind of go from your heated house to your heated car to your heated offices, wherever you're going. We kind of just do that, but in summer for AC to AC. And plus, the kicker is we don't have to shovel snow in the summer.
And we don't need hats, we don't need gloves, we don't need boots, we don't need jackets. We just put on our flip-flops and we take off.
Exactly, which is super nice. And then our winters here are amazing.
I moved here in 1990. It was a little hot that first summer, but then winter came and I was playing tennis outside in January with shorts on. And I said, this is it. I don't have to shovel snow. I don't have to put my boots on. I don't have to put on gloves. It was just fantastic, and I love it.
Yep, it's one of my favorite pastimes to call some of my family members up in the north during winter when, you know, I can go out and be playing golf and it's in the mid-60s and sunny outside. And then I give them a call and I'm like, hey, how's that snowstorm up there going for you? I'm in my shorts and t-shirt playing golf. So let's talk a little bit about actually living here in Scottsdale. We do have an abundant nightlife, especially in the Old Town or downtown Scottsdale area. Excellent job growth and opportunities. One of our main sectors here is actually the tourism industry. We get about 7.5 million tourists every year, which brings an economic impact, I believe, about 3.1 billion to the city, which we love our tourists coming in.
We do. I mean, yes, it's kind of a pain when they come down because we do have to be cognizant of the fact that we have a lot more people here in the winter time than we do other times of the year. So you're going to have to make your reservations if you want to go out to dinner. You can't just probably pop in, you know, at 6 or 7. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait. So either go really early, like before 5, or you're going to have to make a reservation.
Yep, because remember, our population here normally is about 240,000, and considering we get 7.5 million visitors every year, most of those during the winter season, as I'm sure you could tell, that means much more busy than it normally is. So just be prepared for that.
And our golf courses are full. Like I said, the restaurants are full.
Pricing of golf courses,
shopping
and some other
centers are
stuff
full.
goes up.
There's a lot more traffic, so you do need to pay attention to that. Your drive time might be a little bit longer in the winter time.
Yep. Here we also, Scottsdale is more suburban. There's a few little urban areas right by Scottsdale Quarter or right by Old Town, or a bit urban, but not super urban like big city living. You'd have to go to actually downtown Phoenix for that. But if you are into that suburban lifestyle with having your single family home with a backyard to it and, you know, nice little community, great spot for coming and living.
The other thing about Scottsdale, it is pretty centrally located. We are right next to Phoenix, so most parts of Scottsdale you can get to the airport in, I would say, 30 minutes or less. That's a good bit of information about Scottsdale. We have tons of golf courses. So if you like to golf, Scottsdale is probably one of the places that you're going to want to look at for a home, because there are golf courses everywhere in Scottsdale. We also have tons of hiking. I know the city of Scottsdale paid a lot of money to preserve our mountains so that we could have natural open space and hiking trails, and people can't, build homes up the mountains. So I just love a lot of the hiking trails that we have here. You can go out, and from the trailhead, you can go for, short walk, or you can go miles and get a really good hike in.
Absolutely. Speaking of the golf, we are actually one of the top destinations worldwide for golf. There's the TPC has the Waste Management Open every year, which is kind of a massive party for the PGA Tour. Definitely a great event to go to if you're living here or just coming to visit. We also have spring training facilities here as well. The lakes are close by, so if you do like boating and you want to get out there for some water sports, we actually, believe it or not, do have some lakes. Some are fairly decent sized, but none are overly massive, but close enough right by the city so you can get there on a weekend or even on a weekday if you want to.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody once told me that Arizona has more boats per capita than any other state. I don't know that I believe that, but there's definitely a lot of boating opportunities here, whether it's right here in the Phoenix metro area or if you want to go out to Lake Havasu or up to Lake Powell. So there's a little bit of something for everybody if you're into boating.
And then we are also, our proximity of Scottsdale to other areas around Arizona is pretty nice.
Oh, yeah?
We're about 2 hours up away from Flagstaff, which has the ski hills during the winter, or you can go on them during the summer for their gondola rides, which great views up there. You can actually see the Grand Canyon as well from the top of Humphreys Peak. There's also the San Francisco volcanoes up over there, which is a really cool area to see, in Sunset Crater. You have Prescott, you also have Sedona, which are a little under 2 hours away. Going up to the northeast, you also have Payson, and then moving up along the rim to the Mogollon Rim, you have the Rim Lakes as well, which, again, just great scenery. You get up to the pine forest, and just it's amazing to, with an hour and a half, 2 hour drive, how much the scenery changes.
Yeah, so when it's really hot here in the summertime, a lot of people just jump in the car and head up, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours up to the rim or up to Flagstaff. And it's, 20, 30 degrees cooler. So.
Yep, I know just a couple of weeks ago, it was about 100 degrees down here. 2 hours up to Flagstaff, I was in the low 70s during the day. It was very nice.
Some of the major neighborhoods that you've maybe heard a little bit about in the Scottsdale area, the first one is McCormick Ranch. Now that is the first master plan community that was built in Scottsdale. So the homes in McCormick Ranch were built in the 70s, into the early 80s. Built around a lot of lakes and parks, a lot of different things. And then going up a little bit further north, you've got Scottsdale Ranch, and then McDowell Mountain Ranch, and DC Ranch. And again, these are all kind of master plan communities. So the community itself, the entertainment areas, the schools, the parks, the recreation facilities, they were all built first, and then all the homes were built around it. And then heading a little bit further north, even from there, we've got Troon and the Boulders area. So if you're looking for a large custom home, you might want to look in that area. And then heading back downtown to the downtown Scottsdale area is really where more of an urban lifestyle. So you've got a lot of high-rise condominiums and things like that. And then a little bit further south in Scottsdale is the oldest part of Scottsdale. So these are going to be smaller, kind of more starter type homes. So there's a lot of variety for housing in Scottsdale. I mean, you can get into a one-bedroom condo, I'm going to say, for maybe $200,000, and then all the way up to these very, very large custom homes on the side of the mountain. I mean, some of these are 10, 20,000 square feet, and they're, $10, $20 million. So a little bit of something for everybody. Yep.
So, I mean, speaking of that, Scottsdale is actually quite a bit more affordable than a lot of people think. It just depends on the area you want to live in, which determines how affordable it will be. But again, you got to reach out to us and we can help you find those areas, depending on your budget and what you're looking for, because we're just here to help and help you find your ideal spot that you want to move. Now let's talk a little bit about the schools. Scottsdale is rated as one of the best school districts and school areas in the state of Arizona. Some of the best schools rated across the country actually are also in Scottsdale. Basis is one of these, which is continue both their high school and elementary/middle school is consistently rated in the top 10 schools across the country for these, and that's a charter school. You also have the Great Hearts Academies, which is a preparatory school, and then you also have Notre Dame, which is another preparatory school, and then just the Scottsdale School District of a number of different middle schools, high schools, and elementary schools, all of which are rated excellent and have all kinds of different programs from their IB to honors and AP dual enrollment. Yep. Again, if you have more questions about that, just reach out to us. Glad to help.
There are a lot of school options, but the other thing with Arizona, all schools, not just Scottsdale, but we have what's called open enrollment. So if you're living in an area and you want to send your child to a different school, as long as they have availability, you can send your child to any school you want. So we do have the public schools, like Josh said, we've got the charter schools, we've got private schools, and we even have vocational schools. So we've got something to cover everybody's needs. And when it comes to transportation, Scottsdale's really a city that you really need a car, where our walk score is pretty low in most of the area. Like Josh said earlier, we're more of a suburban community, so you will need a vehicle to get around. We do have the metro bus system, but that just goes along the main arteries. So if you're not living close to that, you're gonna have to figure out a way to get to the bus stop. So when it comes to, like I said, transportation, Scottsdale is limited to, private vehicles.
Yep. We also do have the trolley system around the downtown area, which is pretty cool. They're set up like trolleys, even though they're technically buses and go on the roads, but always look pretty cool, fun thing to do. And they're actually pretty good about getting most different places right around the Old Town downtown area, which is nice. Then also with Scottsdale is we have a lot of events all throughout the year, especially festivals. We have arts festivals. One of the major ones there is in March. There's the Culinary Festival. We have an International Film Festival, Taco Festival. There's the
beer festival.
The beer festival. We also have the Balloon Spectacular, which is a bunch of hot air balloons that come up, which is a great thing to just go watch. You can also ride on it.
It's really cool because you get right up underneath the balloons and you can actually feel the heat coming from whatever those heaters are that blow up the balloons.
Yep, so if you are wanting for festivals or other activities and events, Scottsdale has you covered. Tons of them all throughout the year.
The horse show, the car shows, the golf tournament,
spring training events.
Spring training.
Just tons and tons of stuff. So if you are wanting that, you won't be wanting anymore because there'll be plenty to satisfy.
Yes, there's something almost every single weekend.
And then speaking again about the job growth and job opportunities here, as I mentioned earlier, tourism is one of our largest sectors, although some of our top employers here in Scottsdale are actually Honor Health, CVS, Vanguard, the City of Scottsdale, General Dynamics also has a large presence here, and then Mayo Clinic, which, as you can see from a couple of those, healthcare is definitely one of the top sectors as well here in Scottsdale.
Right, and then we also have the Scottsdale Air Park area, which is one of the largest employment centers in the Phoenix metro area. So there's a lot of smaller businesses all conveniently located right in and around the Scottsdale airport.
And then if shopping and retail is your thing, we also have you covered there in Scottsdale.
We've got you covered on that. So the biggest shopping mall in Arizona and one of the biggest ones in the whole Southwest is the Scottsdale Fashion Square. So I don't know how many square feet it is, but it's huge and they're adding on all the time. I just heard that they're going to do another big addition to that. So in addition to that, we've Kierland Commons, we've got the Scottsdale Quarter, we've got, close by is the Desert Ridge Shopping Center, we've got the Tempe Marketplace, we've got the Mesa Riverview. So we got you covered when it comes to shopping. If you can't find it here in Scottsdale, I'm not sure where you're going to go to get it.
You probably have to go a couple thousand miles to someplace like New York or something.
But we have all the high-end shopping stores here. So
then if you want, there's also the outlet malls up in Anthem, which is only a hop, skip, and a jump away. So if you're looking to save a bit or just check out that area as well, got you covered too. Well, thanks for joining us, and that basically covers, everything that you want to know about Scottsdale, but we can't cover everything.
Well, maybe not everything.
Yeah, we can't cover everything. So if you do have other questions, feel free, please reach out to us. We're here to help and want to answer anything and everything. You can leave a comment down below as well if you want, but please just reach out to us. We're here to help, and we just want to help you find all the information you need, as well as just a perfect, ideal spot for you to live. But hey, if you liked that video, make sure you hit that like button. And get the bell on. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Well, thanks again for watching. We'll see ya.